Echo shop. We'll check on the implementation of homepage structure in terms of semantic HTML, and the code is very large, so I couldn't fit this on the slide. When you look, what we'll be discussing about is there will be a link element, navigation elements. There will be a section of featured products, our sustainable goals, and then there's also a section, and then here this is part of a section, and then we'll have a footer which I will change to 2025 soon. So when we open the code which we want to discuss, first, in general, the homepage is structured to provide clear hierarchy and meaning using the HTML elements. So we and also machines, assistive technologies can distinguish difference between sections. First, we have a head, of course, we have meta, we have for the encoding, we have title. Semantic starts here with header, so for header we are using header. Inside header you almost always have navigation, nav, which is also a semantic element, and then normal and order list, and list elements along with hyperlinks. Standard for navigation we have seen already in this course. Then we continue using the semantic HTML with main tag. And here we have two sections with specific IDs. One is featured products and one sustainable goals. So here we are dividing it in such a way that the assistive technologies they will know that there are two different sections, meaning two different types of content. We could also do it, for example, if I would do like this, div, like this, and I save it. You see nothing changed, so it's look-wise it's exactly the same. Moreover, I could even do like that, just have one div. It also wouldn't change anything. I just make one small change so you know that the live reload works. So we could use the divs, but don't do that. Use semantic HTML. So for machines, for assistive technologies, but also for us as developers, we know that this is a section. We don't need to think, hey, what is the div about? What it should have? What's the purpose? No, we have a purpose using proper HTML out of the box, and this is what you should use. Section, and inside the section we have H2 heading. Is also of course semantic standard. Here we could have some different types of products. I can, for example, add an order, or now I will use order list, and then I will say apple, then I will say mango, and then I will say ketchup, and then I will say bio chips, etc, etc. So here this you could use HTML. I left this with a comment. HTML with some list elements. You can just add as much as you want, and you can nest list also, so it's also a nice exercise. But here the purpose of is semantic HTML, and in this particular case I just want to leave okay. I leave a comment because here some products may be loaded. It's outside of the scope, but dynamically means that I would call some kind of API application programming interface and get this kind of products from outside of our application. So there should be no hard coded like we did here. So this hard coded, right? I write it down, but it would be dynamic. So it would be coming from somewhere else, and then we just use it as a variable. But sorry for confusing, it's a bit too far. This is a very good example where we could incorporate more JavaScript, talking to APIs, so that's talking to backend outside of the course. Maybe I should not mention this, but this is a real working example which later you will face in your career or in a hobby project. So be aware that data can be loaded dynamically. Next, the second section we already discussed, and also about the using sections, and we also have a heading too, and here we have a paragraph, and that's basically it. Always better than using span, for example, which you can see also wouldn't change anything. And if I use a div, it's also the same. So use P because it's a paragraph, semantic HTML. As you could see, again, this part could look exactly the same, but because we want to use semantic HTML, we are using paragraph. We have seen these tags already, paragraph, in the previously, but now I want to show you that, okay, visually we can achieve the same thing using different tags, but semantically it makes a big difference. So use proper HTML and you'll get also lots of accessibility out of the box. The main is closing. By the way, here you can also close it like this when you want to hide some part of a code. Footer, also semantic, because we're using footer. Again, I could use div. It would be exactly the same as you can see, but I will use semantic HTML. So I will use my footer, and it's the same for header, for main. I could use everywhere div, but don't do that. Use proper semantic HTML so machines and assistive technologies can also understand you. Assistive technologies, consequently, those are also people with disabilities. So keep this in mind. Yes, so our first case study is actually covered. I am going back to my slides, and the next one I have much shorter, but I will discuss this already in the next class.